Boys, did you miss me, boys? It's been a minute. It's been like a year since I posted anything, but I'm feeling football fever, some preseason games, and you guys want to overreact some preseason games? I want to overreact some preseason games. Let's watch Drew Lock be Drew Lock because that's my as a Broncos fan. It's funny when it's on another team's. Dude, I look like a Seattle hipster with this beanie on. I'm going to leave it, though. I'm going with the Aaron Rodgers look. He's good at quarterback, so maybe I'll give me some juice. Maybe I'll make it to the league one day. All right, boys. Fuck Drew Lock. We're actually going to start off with Geno Smith here because I don't know how Geno Smith is still in the league. He starts like one game a year, and every year it's like, wait, you're still in the league? He's sucked his entire career. Let's get this straight. But he did good on this throw, so let's give him some kudos. He needs some kudos. He's had I'd say he's had a rough career, but he's still made millions of dollars throwing footballs. So, all right. So basic double curl concept. If you played Madden before, you have run this play before. Basic stuff. You're gonna read this 1 to 2 to 3. You're gonna put the flat defender in conflict here. Obviously, you're looking at this flat. This guy is your flat defender. I'm assuming this guy's in man coverage here. So, Geno Smith does a great job making the right read here. But I would say big shout out to I lied. The corner is actually in cover too, so he's the flat defender. But big kudos to the corner here for guarding absolutely nothing. All right, listen, man. Like you can do one of two things. You can make the right read or you can make the way wrong read. Okay? And at least you're covering someone if you make the way wrong read. You made no read. You're covering the damn stick holder over here. So shout out to him, I guess. But on to the man we're here to see, Horsecock Lock. He starts us off with a beautiful, beautiful pass. Is this a touchdown? Is it a touchdown? Yeah, it's a touchdown. Beautiful, beautiful pass. I mean, Drew Lock, I swear, every year he has probably like a dozen plays where you're like, yeah, this guy could be pretty damn good at quarterback. And it's one of these plays where it's like, that was a beautiful throw. That looked gorgeous. He throws a gorgeous ball. And then the rest of the game happens, and you're like, yeah, okay, maybe he's not. But this is a pretty common shot play action play. You're going to have a go route from number 1. You're going to have, where the hell did my cursor go? There it is. You're going to have like a big crosser by number 2, or I guess not number 2, the other side, number 1. And then you're going to have, this guy's going to do like a little slow release out as kind of a backup. But Drew Lock gets the matchup he wants out here. He's got this receiver pressed with this corner, and they're way inside. He's got inside leverage, so he's able to get way outside. Doesn't really get a whole lot of separation. However, Drew Lock just puts his big old horse penis on into this throw, and it is an absolute dime. Good catch, too. So kudos to the receiver as well. But well done on all fronts. All right, going to our next Drew Lock play here. We have another tutty, actually. This one's slightly less impressive, but you know what? It's a touchdown altogether, so I'll give it to him. This is kind of a modified smash concept, and I really like this play. Stuff like this is run in the red zone a lot by NFL teams. You're going to get a hitch by this guy. Hey, you fucking idiot. This guy runs a stop route or a smoke route. He doesn't run a hitch. Know the play beforehand. You're going to get a flag by this guy, and then this number 3 receiver is going to kind of lollygag in the middle here and then cut in the middle. And the goal of this guy is if there are 2 safeties, and in this case there's only 1 safety, so this guy's kind of written off to start the play. But if in the case that there's 2 safeties, his job is to kind of split in the middle of safeties, and you'll see it all the time in NFL games where you see that tight end run that kind of right up the middle route. And usually a linebacker's guarding him. He splits the safeties, catches a touchdown. Happens all the time. But he doesn't. There's only 1 safety, so Drew Lock goes out here to the smash concept. The smash concept, if you've never heard of it, this corner is kind of put in conflict by this play, and the read is if this corner drops down on this hitch route, then you throw the flag. If this corner drops back on this flag route, then you take the easy hitch, take the easy yards. Obviously, the corner sits on the hitch, so Drew Lock does the right thing and takes this flag. My only problem with this play, and there could be one of 2 things wrong. One of them is Drew Lock's fault. One of them is not Drew Lock's fault. Either Drew Lock is a bit late on this throw. Either he should have taken 1 less step and thrown this ball, or this receiver got pushed too far outside. And what I mean by that is when this corner jams him, he gets taken way too far inside. And it's hard to tell with this camera angle I have. But I think it's a little bit of both. That this receiver got jammed and pushed too far inside, which leaves him it doesn't have as much room out here to catch a pass or for Drew Lock to throw the pass in. But also, I think Drew Lock's a little bit late on this throw. Instead of throwing him open, I think he's kind of trying to see him open, and it causes this receiver to have to make kind of a little bit of a miraculous catch to catch the ball. But even if he's a bit late, I still like the throw because the DB has his back to him. So, throw the ball up, see what your receiver can do. I like it. However, you'd prefer, this ball to be thrown maybe a step earlier and thrown to about right here. That way, it's just thrown right into the breadbasket. It looks a lot prettier on the quarterback's part. All right, boys. Now we're getting into our next Drew Lock highlight. We looked at some good stuff. Now, as a Broncos fan, let's look at some classic Drew Lock here. So this, if anyone's ever touched a Madden game, they have absolutely run this play probably 1,000 times. It's the easiest 5 yards in Madden. But this is called, and I lost my cursor. There it is. So this is called a stick route or a stick concept. You have a go route by number 1. You have a speed out by number 2. And you have a little sit route by number 3. The point of this play is to put the flat defender in conflict. Usually the flat defender is going to be this guy. However, the problem with this play is that this guy is not the flat defender. And by the flat, I mean this kind of big area right here. On this play, and Drew Lock does not see this, they're running a cover 2 variant of some kind. And this corner is actually the flat defender. So that obviously causes some major issues because Drew Lock does not see this corner as the flat defender. And your first job when you're running these stick concepts is if this corner is within like 5 to 6 yards of the line of scrimmage to start the play, you have to peek at this corner real quick to make sure that he is either following the receiver back or is bailing in backpedaling in coverage. You have to make sure that he is not sitting inside here. Because if he's sitting inside here, this is what's going to happen. It's going to be a pick every single time if you try to throw that speed out. And that is exactly what happens. Obviously, Drew Lock does not look at this corner at all. He's got to take a peek. He doesn't. And he just sees that this guy, he thinks that this is the flat defender, thinks he's coming inside to take over this stick route. So he takes the speed out, and that happens. That is usually going to be pick 6 city right there. All right, last and final play of Drew Lock's performance here. Pretty solid throw, pretty solid catch, pretty solid route. Good stuff all around. I don't have every play that Drew Lock ran this game. I only have the highlights from the highlight channel that the NFL posted. So if I missed something, I'm sorry. But this is going to be our last play. We have a smash route just like the one we drew up before. Obviously, again, you're reading this corner. If he takes the hitch, you throw the flag. If he takes the flag, you throw the hitch. Simple, simple, simple stuff. Drew Lock does a good job of using that mobility that he has because he does have some mobility on him. He can get out of the pocket and he can throw it on the run a little bit. Does a great job with great form throwing that football. Puts it right on the money. But the thing that I thought was kind of noteworthy on this play, and obviously it is not on film because I don't have the angle for it because I'm too poor to actually pay for the NFL like Game Pass where you can watch all the different camera angles and shit and replays. But this guy running the flag right here, this slot receiver, so this corner or this DB right here, I'm assuming this is a nickel corner they put in. He's outside leverage, which means that this flag route gets a lot harder to run because he is outside of the receiver. You can see the receiver is like right here. This corner is like right here. So outside leverage corner. It's going to be a lot harder to run that flag route. So the last that we see this corner in this frame, he is like hip and hip. And there's probably a 15-yard difference between where he caught this ball and where the corner currently is. And all of a sudden, there is like a 7-8 yard difference between these two. I'm pretty sure he sent this corner into the shadow realm. So kudos to that receiver for a great route. But yeah, it's going to wrap it up. Contrary to popular belief, I actually really like Drew Lock. I don't think he's a good quarterback, but I hope he will be a good quarterback. Don't think he will, though. So yeah, good luck to him for the rest of the season.